What is a bridge foundation or bridge pier? Foundation is an integral part of a bridge and placed below the substructure and sits underneath the level of the soil and rests above the hard or solid strata. The foundation carries the load of the superstructure, substructure and transfers it to the underlying hard ground. A bridge foundation or bridge pier is provided to hold the bridge span and transmit the load to the ground. This simply means that the bridge foundation needs to be robust enough to not only holds the vertical load of the substructure but also holds the lateral stress of the bridge span. As a result, the bridge foundation is imperiled of the load from all the directions, also called multi-axial loads. But still, most of the load it bears comes in the form of vertical load and is termed as compression load. The top-level division of bridge foundation mainly depends on allowable bearing compression of the underground strata and the type of superstructure that is considered for the design. So, the top-level division of the bridge is strip footings foundation, pile foundation, strip footing foundation. As the name suggests, strip footing foundation is a fairly minor strip of concrete sited into a trough, to resist differential settlements, and steel reinforcements are placed as per design and recommendation. These types of foundations are not recommended for giant and very long span bridge support. These types of foundations are recommended for low moderate structure loading and for the soil which has a fairly good bearing capacity. Pile foundations. Pile foundations are deep foundations in long cylinder-shaped columns and they are made of concrete and steel to support the substructure and superstructure of the bridge deck. The load of the bridge is supported by the surrounding surface of the pile foundation as a frictional force. Types of bridge columns or bridge pier. The selection of type bridge columns is mainly dependent on the ground condition, type of bridge deck, subsoil conditions, and method of construction adopted for bridge superstructure and substructure. There are two key types of bridge columns commonly recommended. Solid columns. Open columns. Solid columns. Solid columns are hard and impervious assembly and made of construction material like concrete, stone masonry or RCC, etc. Open columns. Open columns are modern design elements and they are compact hollow structures to allow water to pass across them. As a result, these types of columns are considered as much environment-friendly, strong against water flow, and robust to sustain the load of the superstructure and substructure of the bridge. There are four key types of columns foundation commonly used for bridge foundation design. Single or dual cylinder-shaped columns. Trestle columns. Single or multi-column bents. Framed columns. Single or dual cylinder-shaped columns. Single or dual cylinder-shaped columns are proposed in case of moderate to low-height bridge design options and where the bearing capacity of the underlying soil is also good. These columns are commonly made of reinforced concrete. Trestle columns. Trestle columns are made of numerous short bridge deck columns, spaced very closely. These types of columns are not recommended to long-span bridges or viaduct-type bridge structures. Trestle columns are predominantly made of timber or iron and they were very common in the early 20th century. Single or multi-column bents. Column bent basically means the beam across the columns that unite the width of the bridge deck and transmits the load to the subsoil. These types of columns or bridge piers are normally recommended larger heights and longer span bridges. Framed columns. Framed columns are commonly part of a rigid frame bridge and they act as a monolithic unit. There are numerous advantages to the rigid frame bridge. They are very robust to hold all combinations of loads like bending moment, shear forces, axial forces, etc. Although the assembly or construction of this type of bridge is a complex task due to its gigantic size. I hope the video helps you to understand the function of the bridge foundation and its types. Please feel free to share, like and comment.